Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the KOD King of Dota League with myself, SP Revolution 5 for Truesight TV. It's Groovy Gaming once again, this time up against Neutral Gamer for Life NG4 Cyber Shopping, which I believe is a Brazilian team. Just kidding, they are Paraguayan. Paraguayan?
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know what you call those from Paraguay, but they're from Paraguay. Yeah, hopefully that will work for that. And of course, should be a very exciting game. Groovy Gaming going 1-1 in their previous series, but one of my personal favorite teams from the tournament so far. If we take a quick look at the standings before we get started here in Group A, Easy Conca is at the top with 5-1. Groovy is in second place with 3-1. Degeneration is tied with whatever for 2-2.
Radiant team
NG4 is sitting here with 2-4. So they have almost like you get 3 points for a 2-0 victory and 1 point each for a 1-1 victory.
10 seconds remaining.
So yeah.
5 seconds
So odds-wise, I'd go ahead and say we're favoring Groovy Gaming, but of course they've only won one more game than NG4, and NG4 has only played 2 more games than they have. Anything can happen here, as we are going to see Tusk and Winter Wyvern banned out in the first phase by Groovy. Lena banned out in the second phase, but we'll get to that in a second. We do see Neutral Gamer banning out the Clockwork as well as the Undying. With Earthshaker and Bristleback being their first 2 pickups, some very tough to deal with heroes, but very tanky at least, we could say. Now, Spirit Breaker is going to be the pickup for Groovy. Will be quite nice for them to have. Leshrac is going to be their second pick here. A hero we haven't seen a lot as he's getting banned out constantly, but we'll see what's going to happen with that. Apparently, Neutral Gamer really want the Earthshaker to do well, so they're really going to focus on banning out the Clockwork in the early stage of the game here. Of course, Queen of Pain getting the ban out here, as well as Brewmaster from NG4. Not too sure about that. Now, who did NG4 beat? I kind of want to see... No, that's not right information I'm wanting to see. I'm just wondering if it is a... what is it? Deathwing, because there were a couple of those yesterday, so. Anyways, guys, should be a very interesting match. Hope you guys are here enjoying the broadcast so far. And a big thank you, of course, for coming out this fine Sunday afternoon. We're going to see Witch Doctor banned out as well here, but Groovy Gaming kind of going for a... I'd say mid-game push, teamfight-esque strat. Nothing too locked down here, with Neutral Gamer kind of keeping their strategy itself in the dark here. Just some very popular pickups picked up. So, would expect to see Leshrac in either the mid lane or the safe lane. Most likely the mid, although we do see him safe lane from time to time. And now NG4 are going to go ahead and take a second here to dip into the reserve time and think about their strategy a bit more. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast. As I just said, I actually need to set up the tree for this match, but Storm Spirit going to come out for NG4. Very useful hero, but Coddle coming out on the other end. And Coddle Lash is one of those combos that is just ridiculous. I actually am assuming this is going to be safe lane Lash now, but of course Coddle just being there in the team fights can be very, very nice indeed. By the way, if someone can call Dota 2 Lounge and tell them to wake up.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
That'd be nice. I won some rares and I'd like them back.
Reserve time. Radiant team pick.
I believe these guys have Twitter.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
There we go. Just wanted to spread the words a bit here. On the Twitter page, we are going to have Phoenix actually coming out in response to the Gyrocopter for NG4. Gyrocopter, of course, being that powerhouse in the mid game. And moving on into the late game, Phoenix, of course,
10 seconds remaining.
Just being a great team fight hero, and this is going to add to what I predicted was going to be a bit of a team fight strat. Both teams seem to be forming up around that kind of thing.
Reserve time.
At least at the moment. And they are going to put out the final bans right now. But NG4 with a lot of reach potential in these team fights. To give them a ton of room to move about, if you will.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
We're going to see Abaddon get the, was that a random? It may have been.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm questioning that. I think it could have been a random. It could have been other thing. I'm not really sure though.
Reserve time.
This is very strange. Not really what I would have considered as a ban. I would have seen them maybe banning out a hard carry. Assuming that's not going to be Leshrac. Or a mid. But maybe they think it could have been Abaddon Core, which is a possibility, I guess.
Dire team pick.
It'll be a silencer ban from the side of Groovy Gaming, which confirms my suspicion of a Wombo combo.
Skywrath Mage.
Radiant team pick.
Anyway, Skywrath Mage will be the pickup here. If they can't get a silencer, they'll try to do this. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a hero that Groovy had just had a problem with in their previous match. Of course, I just casted that, so
10 seconds remaining.
I would be the one to know, right? You would think, anyway.
5 seconds remaining.
As this draft is going extremely slow, and I'm
Reserve time.
ready for it to something to happen. Can we get a pick? Can we get a techies? Can we get a techies? Can we get a techies? May we get a techies? Techies? We're probably not going to get a techies, but we could. We could. There's still hope. You know? You never know. Okay, are we gonna pick at any reasonable hour? Just making sure everybody hadn't DC'd or something, or I'm not living in the Twilight Zone.
10 seconds remaining.
It'll be a Slaughter Art pickup for them. Not exactly what I was expecting, especially seeing that, they don't have that much physical damage, particularly. They have a bit, I guess, but I'm not really seeing the synergy of this hero here. I am quite confused about that, to say the least. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure we've got our overlay set here. I need to do this before the game, but I keep forgetting because noob. Etc. Anyways, it's going to be NG4 up against Groovy Gaming. I gotta favor NG4 here, actually. I like their lineup quite a bit better. I don't really see the synergy of the Slaughter pick for Groovy. It's just not really clear to me, to be completely honest. So, but we're gonna see, nonetheless. As it will be
30 seconds to battle.
The pick, indeed. He's cutting down a couple of trees here. I'm assuming to make some jukes paths. This isn't making much sense, to be honest.
The battle begins.
We are going to see a charge coming out now. Onto the Storm Spirit. There's a nice rocket barrage, but it's split between two heroes. Ted starts starting to drop. He's on 100 HP. He'll be able to Icarus dive out there. One more Crow Spray from the Bristleback will help Crockers secure the first blood there onto Dexter. It's going to be Javer on your mid lane, Leshrac here. Up top, it'll be Ted Stark on the Phoenix. First blood was Dexter, of course, on that Spirit Breaker. We've got Mugi here on the Coddle, and the hero I'm most questioning, Slardar, here, played by Molinomio. Of course, Molinomio has played very well this qualifier so far, so he's still being very impressive. Javer almost going down, but the mischance there just enough to keep him alive. Dexter going to get a charge off onto Tetsuya Kuroko, who will be on your Storm Spirit. You'll have Folase on your Earthshaker. We'll have Z on the Bristleback. Up here, it'll be the Darkness on the Gyrocopter, and Croakers will be on the Skyreth Mage. Of course, I'm SB Revolution 5 here for Truesight TV. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast so far. It's going to be an interesting one, as NG4 already started off pretty strong here against what is currently the second place rank. Now, there are still, this game, 2 other games other than this one, at 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. for me, it looks like. Although, I think Rupture may be taking over one of those. I'm not really sure. We may not have a break or something. I'm just eventually going to need some sort of break because I am exhausted already, and I've only been through 2 games. But until then, we'll get you guys some good Dota casted here, because it is probably going to be a very interesting game. Of course, Slaughter already starting off leading CS at the moment. We're going to see Mugi moving in here, trying to harass that Bristleback. He should be okay. He does only have 1 armor, though. I'd like to see him pick up a Ring of Protection pretty early on here, just so that he can tank up a little bit against that Bristleback. Mid lane Leshrac, though, will be able to pick up a bottle already, and should start to dominate Storm as he gets higher in levels, up until Storm gets to level 6. If Storm already being level 4 with the first blood will make quite a difference. There's a Lightning Storm available. It's not quite going to be enough. One more right click, though, from the Spirit Breaker and the Leshrac each will do the job. The double damage on Spirit Breaker doing most of the work there, as he is going to get away with his life, and almost level 3 as well. He doesn't have a charge available for about 10 seconds or so, and he's probably going down to this last of the Arcane Bolts from the Skyreth Mage. Up top, Phoenix doing okay here. Does have a double Ring of Protection, just to make sure he's tanking up here. I'm assuming he thought he was going to be against a safe lane Bristleback rather than the Gyrocopter, and so he got more plus armor to deal with that. However, up here, that's not going to do too much. I would have liked to see one of these be a magic stick, simply because with Skywrath and Bristle both on the board, you're getting lots of charges. Now, of course, it won't really save your life against the Skywrath, but that burst region will come in handy quite a lot. So we are going to see Tetsuya coming out here. Dexter getting a few tower hits to the face. But not quite enough just yet.
Regeneration.
You have a Regen Rune coming out for Spirit Breaker.
My gratitude.
And the bottle picked up by Leshrac at the moment. And I am a bit confused. I think he was trying to give him the bottle so he'd use it and then hand it back, but they messed it up somehow. So, let's just gotta be running around with the empty bottle for a little bit here. I'm surprised they haven't upgraded this courier just yet, as he looks to be trying to bottle crow with it, and of course that's gonna be pretty hard. Oh, they did. They must have just upgraded it. I must be crazy or something. Yep, they did. Okay.
To me.
As we are going to see them get that regen back out to Leshrac pretty soon. He's sitting level 5. Storm Spirit's sitting level 5 as well, but almost to his level 6. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, it looks like Coddle's getting run down by a Bristleback. No Quill Spray coming out there. Coddle getting his levels at least. And Slardar definitely getting his farm. He's already got Shreds up here. And presumably working on the Blink. We could see a couple different things come out for him. But I would suspect it's going to be the Blink, simply because it's such a good item on Slardar. That or Armlet is probably going to be his choice. Although Armlet up against Bristleback, Skywrath, and even Gyrocopter for that matter, it's going to be pretty tough, as some of their damage you can't exactly toggle through easily. Although the silence coming out from Skywrath here onto the Phoenix, he won't have that available at the moment. But he is going to try to protect Tetsuya, who is actually going to get jumped on. He does have a zip away. Ted Stark trying to dive on in there, but will end up dying. 130 HP on the Storm, but he will survive long enough. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Slardar is going to use his newfound level 6, I'm assuming at least, to kill off the Bristleback. I'm not going to worry about that, actually. I could pull up combat log and try to find it, but I'm not going to bore you guys with that, of course. Meanwhile, up top, Phoenix has taken a fall, but has got Tranquil Boots already, at least. The Darkness is doing okay up here. Hasn't put a point up in Missile, which personally I would like up against the Phoenix, but it'll be fine. I don't believe Dexter was... No, he was spotted there. That's for sure, I think. Anyways. Forgive me, guys. I've just set up hotkeys on the mouse for the vision changes. So hopefully that'll come into effect a bit more here, as Z is going to be jumped on right now. And Slardar trying to chase him down. One more hit will do the job, actually, with the Slithering Crush coming out to actually hit Flautisay with the Illuminate as well. Oddly enough, Coddle only has 1 point put up in the Illuminate. He did go for that early point in Mana Leak, which can be good, but isn't going to do a ton here against the Earthshaker. Well, I say this... With 5 seconds, he can actually do a lot to hold him in place, or the Bristleback for that matter. Mushrock actually not even going for the Diabolic Edict. Here we're going to see Storm jump him a little bit. He thinks he has enough to kill him. Actually missed one of his hits in there, but he'll get one more off. One more hit would do the job, but he's not going to be able to seal the deal there, as Leshrac will be getting away at the moment. Coddle taking down the Skywrath over here. And Gyro and Phoenix both trading with each other as Slardar comes up and tries to make a trade here. I keep missing these Slardar kills, and I can't tell if he's really spamming the amp damage yet or not. But Molinomio, he's been showing a very, very strong just mechanical ability here.
Dire's top tower is under
Brendo, my friendo, I hate to tell you this, but it's not NA Dota, it's South American Dota. Please, don't let that dissuade you from sticking around the channel. We've had some pretty great games yesterday and today. So
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And actually, Croakers is going to get charged out here. And it looks like Leshrak's coming through as well. He's going to get hit right now. Molnomio throwing out the amp damage to be able to take him down. And that is part of the reason they picked Slaughter, I can see. I mean, yeah, they don't have a lot of physical damage, but you don't need much. With Slaughter, everything hits like a truck. So, the Blink already coming out for him here at 8 minutes on top of the treads. Very good farm already for Slaughter, and he is going to be about 1,300 gold ahead of the Gyrocopter at the moment, who doesn't have anything he can really do stuff with, like the Slaughter is going to be able to. Now, Magic Wand up here for Mugi, who is going to be able to get away from Bristle and the Earthshaker here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gyro getting charged up. Dexter will stop his charge though there. One moment here. Actually, just realized I have to set something there. There we go. Okay.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, Spirit Breaker getting taken down by the Storm Spirit right there. You have the Glyph coming out, actually, as Slaughter is looking to push down this tower. Already having that Blink Dagger, I mean, he's going to be able to make space around the map, and that's the idea with the Slaughter. They just want to give Leshrak time to get fat. Slaughter is not going to be your one position into the late game, in my opinion at least. Nice dodge there from the Phoenix on the call down, though, as he is going to be able to Icarus dive out of that one in the nick of time. And Leshrak continuing to push up the mid lane. Does have that point booster already, and sitting about 1,100 gold from a soul booster completed at the moment.
Top tower is under attack,
which means he's only about 2,700 from a Bloodstone. Which sounds like a lot, but once you have the soul booster, you're very tanky, very hard to bring down, and you can farm very fast. So that'll be pretty impressive right now. Leshrak picking up the Arcane Boots. And gonna be another 900 to the Soul Booster, which means about 2,500 to the Bloodstone. Charge coming out from the Spirit Breaker. But Storm will evade it. And he'll pick up his things right now. Actually, up top, blinking from the Slaughter. As the Phoenix Egg comes out, there's a amp damage onto Darkness. Can he get away from this? It doesn't seem to be the case as he gets stunned up there. Actually, Slaughter missing his stun. Can't seem to find a bash there, as he will Magic Wand up and try to get out. Phoenix trying to dish out some damage. One more right click almost does the job. Actually, Phoenix's burn damage is going to be able to bring Gyro down. Now, Fadase, he's going to almost get jumped by Dexter, but a blink back in from Molnomio. And a one swing and an ult onto the Skywrath Mage will find him 2 more kills. As Bristleback tries to face off here. Now, 2 stacks, 3 stacks on the Spirit Breaker. He will be able to salve up right now. And he actually has enough for that urn right now. Now, actually, the last Quill Spray there did finish off Phoenix, but it came at a great win for your team of Groovy Gaming, where they're going to be able to grab Slaughter another big kill. That's a triple kill for him off of that one fight. A fight where it looked like he was going down at one point and looked like they had immensely failed, but they really managed to make something happen with it. Mugi, actually getting jumped on, manages to knock them back with a blinding light. And Javer just able to dish out some damage and actually grab the Storm as a kill there. Did have a regen rune active, but it is going to go down now. Now, Mugi is probably... No, he's not dead quite yet. Actually, he lives on 30 HP. The Darkness under fire now, as Javer is focusing him on down now. And that'll be a death on him as well. Now, Croakers under fire. They don't have any mana on Lesh, but he will bottle back up, and he's actually able to bring down the Skywrath Mage as well. A lot of gold going over to Groovy Gaming. and it's looking like it's their game to win right now. Ted Stark, what did he drop there? Oh, random ring of protection, I guess. Probably so he didn't get the silliest there, but I believe the Spirit Breaker, yep, they have 2 urns. That's a bit of a misplay by them, but Storm is going to find himself a kill there on the KOD, and that's going to help him bounce back into this game quite nicely. 15-8 your scoreboard right now. The game not looking too even, but not looking too far ahead for either team. There's about a 7k lead for Groovy, and about a 6k lead in terms of XP for Groovy as well. NG4 need to find a way to come back into this game. Now, Storm looks to be going for a Bloodstone at the moment. Slaughter actually decided he'd go back and get the Hand of Midas. A very good item to have on Slaughter, seeing as he scales well with attack speed. All he really needs is Blink Dagger. And the fatter you get, the better. Of course. You don't need it, but it's nice to have. It's like a large flat screen TV, you know? Omeo, he knows how to make plays. I mean, we saw it yesterday with the Naga. Not really considered to be a big playmaker of a hero. But he set us straight about that one, as a charge will be coming out up to the top lane. Onto the Spirit Breaker, or the Gyro, rather, looks like. They'll grab Slaughter, bring him up, and see the advantage of having that KOD. The ult from Spirit Breaker going to come out. It'll give Phoenix just enough time to get in here. Does have the ult available. Throws out an attack speed slow, and then is going to go ahead and try to get some damage off. Doing a great job, though, as Dexter is almost dead. He will end up falling here, I believe. Yep. But it's going to come at a price as Bristleback goes down. Storm trying to fight here. But Moldomio on his mega kill streak. He's 8-1 this game so far. A nice Icarus dive forward from Ted Stark. He's got a beam available. The laser will be going out on toward Tetsuya, as Krokers is going to be taken down by Moldomio. Ted Stark taking a little bit of damage there from the Mystic Flare. And Javer going to be brought back into the fight here, as he is only 400 gold from a Bloodstone at 15 minutes in. Excellently played by him. And Groovy Gaming have definitely gotten their groove this game. Last game was a bit of a fluke. They had really high ping to work with. They were having a bit of trouble. This game they'll be able to do a lot better. Brokers is going to get charged up here. And Ted Stark will now be on a killing spree. Skywrath, I believe, had just TP'd in there. It's not exactly where you want to be, it turns out. NG4, though, they of course do have the Gyrocopter, who has not that much farm, actually, unfortunately. And KOD already getting ready to pick up a mech, about, let's say, 600 gold away. Charge coming out from Spirit Breaker onto the Storm Spirit, and he's not going to really see it coming. He'll be able to zip back. There's a fissure available. They're going to miss it, though, as Dexter is going to be on the back end now. Ted Stark trying to go in. They'll use the ult now, and they'll take down Storm. A big ult from Gyro, though, connecting on all 3 heroes here, but they're just sliding it up for toxicity to throw out there. A beautiful Echo Slam, though, is going to help take down 2. As Bristleback makes his way into the fight, we're going to see an Icarus dive away and back in from Phoenix as the ult comes forward, and this is going to be 2 more going the way of Molinomio and the Phoenix. Here, he's trying to go after the Bristle. Can he get the stun? He couldn't get a first hit bash, it looks like. Didn't want to risk it with the stun, I guess. As Slaughter's mana is a precious thing, but with this KOD on your team, it's not as much of a worry, in my opinion.
My deepest thanks.
We're going to see that Bloodstone for Leshrac coming up right here at the 17.5 minute mark. He'll also be TPing toward the mid lane just to go ahead and get some stacks up on that. He needs to get the early charges, or we will see Lesh fall behind very quickly. And this is the high risk, high reward kind of playstyle we see from Lesh. And it's still about 300 gold, let's say. Actually, 300 gold for the KOD here on the mech, which is going to help them out a ton. It'll keep Lesh alive to keep those Bloodstone charges going. And, of course, make them able to teamfight a lot more. It'll take the pressure off of Phoenix, who now is able to pick up a Glimmer Cape, as well as 2,200 in the bank. Could be going for a Hand of Midas. Could be going for whatever you want there.
Radiant's top
of course.
tower is under attack.
Gold for me.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Well, moving around here, they will clear off some creeps there. It's actually a Vanguard up for him, so he's going to be able to tank up a lot against these heroes. I'm assuming it's going to be a Crimson Guard next, which will help them out a ton. As I assume it blocks Bristleback, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm not sure about that though, so we will find out. Blink Dagger up on the Earthshaker now. Actually very early, especially considering how far behind M4G feel in this game, but gonna be able to pick it up at least. And that will give them some nice counter initiation, although he's been able to get Echo Slams off without that counter initiation. The problem is Molnomio is 10-1 with 3 assists here. And they are just not really bringing these heroes down. In fact, the only one really dying is the Spirit Breaker, who of course has to charge on in. And Ted Stark, if he's got his ults up, he hasn't been in much danger. Also, he does have the Icarus dive away there. This hero is seriously quite strong. Meanwhile, Storm is going to find the jump on Molnomio. They will be able to bring down his Wicked 6 streak, but Storm walking away with most of the gold. This should actually finish up his Soul Booster, get him very close to that Bloodstone, which is going to be his first item. I'm a little surprised it wasn't an Orchid, but they do have the long-range Skywrath Silence for that, so that would be very useful. And actually, Phoenix throwing down the attack speed slow, doesn't have the ult available right now. I believe that was the idea, but Skywrath with the Silence in there is going to stop that from happening. Throwing out the laser now. Does a bit of damage to the Bristleback, but here comes the charge. Gyro's going to be the first target here. They do have an ult available, but the Silence coming out. They will stun him up, though. And the Phoenix Egg is doing a lot of work. They're all dropping low on the side of NG4, and Javer and Ted Stark just cleaning house at this point. 3 heroes drop. Z on the run, but they're going to be able to take down this mid tower very easily. And meanwhile, Coddle's just pushing down the bot lane. Slaughter's dead, but he's going to be up in just a moment, as he is up right now. And he'll get recalled by Coddle. They'll be able to start pushing right away. And there's the Crimson Guard already done for Slaughter as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Which is going to be very useful, as I mentioned before.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now Darkness, gonna get charged up here. Will get jumped on, does have the ult available. They don't need a Phoenix ult for this. I think they'll be able to take him down. He will throw down a call down though, and Phoenix trapped in the trees could be going down here. Glimmer Cape will keep him alive for the moment. They can't quite find him. He is trapped in that fissure. Has he been spotted? He has now, as they will get an Earthshaker crit off to take down the Phoenix and end the unstoppable streak, which has been doing a lot of work for them. But meanwhile, at the bot lane, Coddle and Slaughter are just having some fun here as Bristleback, excuse me, will get mana leaked. They're going to try to run here. Actually, a stun misses on the Storm Spirit. Nice blinding light there. It does affect the Storm indeed, as they are going to pop up the Crimson Guard and Moogie popping the mech as well. They will get another mana drain off here, and that's a stun on the Bristleback for a decent bit of time there. Photoste coming on in. He does have an Echo Slam available. He's going to use it. Molnomio has to get out of here, but he's going to have trouble doing so. He'll hit 2 with this Slithering Crush, and there's Labor coming in with the ult up. You can silence him now. It doesn't really matter, as he'll take a little bit of tickle damage there. Nice call down coming out, though. He'll try to do a little more work. Can he bring them down? It doesn't look like he can. He does commit suicide. Just saying, you're not getting this kill, even if I'm going to die here. Molnomio gonna get the stun off. He will get the amp damage as well. And he is dropping rather low, but he should be okay. He does have a sprint available if he wants it. He'll pop it now, but he's dropping even lower at this point. Can they finish him off? He's got the blink in 1 second. No, but he's sticking around. Dexter trying to make his way in there. With the amp damage, he won't be able to do too much. That is a magical bash, of course. But it does pierce spell immunity with the effect. And Molnomio is going to end up drop. His cockiness getting the better of him here. As Dexter's Mask of Madness will help bring himself down. And now it's a pretty decent fight for NG4 in the aftermath of that one. These fights seem to just not be stopping, the heroes being so mobile, and part of that's in respect to the Coddle. I'm a little surprised he didn't rush for the Ags there, but the mech has been very helpful. Javer, you're going in a bit too deep, my friend. Up against the entire enemy team. What's up with that one, buddy?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Touche.
Well, Storm Spirit's still working on this Bloodstone. 300 gold away. Sorry for the silent patch there.
Here I am.
Blade Mail up for the Bristleback now. That's going to help him out a lot, especially against the Leshrac. This is one of my favorite items to get against Leshrac, as he is going Octarine, so he'll have a little bit more spamability, a lot more mana, and a lot more sustainability in the fight. Of course, Blade Mail will bother that some. Whoa, what was going on there?
Dire's bottom tower
Okay,
is
Storm
under
Spirit gonna be picking up that Bloodstone right now, and needs to find a few pickoffs with it so he can get a decent amount of charges. Leshrac actually sitting at 6, but he does have that Soul Booster ready to go. Only about 2,200 to go on the Octarine core, which is going to be quite useful.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
Anyways.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Shiva's actually coming out for Phoenix now. Very early on in the game. Not going for that Midas, it turns out. We're going to have a bit more team fight and a bit more survivability as well. Groovy, doing good. Going to be able to recover from their last team fight, which didn't go so well. Now they're going to go after the Gyro, though. And with the blink forward from Molinomio, they may be able to get it, but they're going to cancel the charges. Gyro was backing up, and they, I believe, could see the enemy team members there. This does provide vision to the target. Gains shared vision in what AoE? I haven't played Spirit Breaker in quite a while, but it should, if I'm remembering correctly. Molinomio should be able to take the Aegis here. They've pinged it out a couple times, but they do see Coddle up top, ready to take down the tower, and also... oh, but the blink in for Fada say they are going to pop the slam. Leshrac does pick up the Aegis in time. Big call down coming through. Javer should be falling here, but he does have that Aegis to fall back on. They already take down the Earthshaker, and Leshrac traded for it. Dexter going to be taken down as well. But it's a 2-for-1 trade here, if you don't count the Aegis, of course. As Gyro is getting run down at the moment. Storm Spirit just staying safe on the cliff, and Gyro will end up going down indeed there. As a blink forward from Molinomio. See? In a lot of trouble here, he will go down indeed, as he's working on his own Crimson Guard, but still about 900 gold away from it, unless it happens to be on the courier, which yeah, it is not. What is this?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I've never seen this one before. Is that a stick of butter?
Radiant's bottom tower
Are you serious?
is under attack. Dire's top tower has
Are you
fallen.
serious? Stick of butter?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
A soldier's fortune.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You know, we're going to see them picking up some runes. Just taking their time. I mean, Groovy really has a lot to fall back on, especially now that Leshrac does have this Octarine, which he picked up after the previous fight, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to get a lot more sustain out of team fights now, which is going to be, of course, so very helpful.
I'm over here.
Butter Courier bringing out a ward, and actually they're going to move in here as they do have vision. A nice Slithering Crush out from the Slaughter, and he's going to use his newfound 10-second BKB to do some damage here. Not throwing out a lot of amp damages. There we go. One on the Bristleback. He does have that Blade Mail up, and now it's going to be active as, of course, the BKB has run out from Molinomio. It's a tough name to say, but an amazing player, so I'll let it slide, you know. Bristleback coming on in here. He could fall. Is going to end up falling to Ted Stark there. Nice Echo Slam, but he's going to fall as well. Dexter on the run. He'll end up falling here. Same with the Phoenix, who I believe, yep, did fall. Didn't even have to try to use the ult, but I'm not sure how much time he had to use it. I believe it had just come off cooldown. Meanwhile, at the bot lane, though, Storm Spirit is the only one to defend until Skywrath comes up right there. Does have 11 Bloodstone charges, though. Leshrac sitting on 13. Of course, that means about a 15-second respawn time for the Storm Spirit, if I'm not correct. Storm Spirit getting jumped on as well. Or getting to jump on them as he does take down the Leshrac, which actually got him 1,000 gold. That's quite a bit there. How in the world? Okay, it's the gold advantage. That's right. I figured, but I just wanted to make sure. So moving around a bit here, we're going to see Z baiting here. Javer getting stunned up. A nice blinding light backwards will actually keep them still. And a mana leak, as well as a Slithering Crush, I believe, maybe just a Crush, is going to be used to take down the Storm Spirit. One more hit. He'll actually just suicide, baiting Molinomio into the base. Now Photosay is going to go down. Skywrath as well. They're starting to buy back. Storm doesn't really want to, seeing as he'll be up in 15 seconds anyway, but he knows he has to at this point. Dexter drops low. They're losing a couple here, but is it enough? Ted Stark, he doesn't have an ult available, does have some earn charges, Glimmer Cape as well, but he's right under the tower. Can he make the jukes happen? As he is going to live thanks to Leshrac. Leshrac getting killed, actually healing him up with the Bloodstone charges, and he'll be able to turn around and hopefully bring down Photosay. They are going to bring down Storm, though, who did just buy back and only has the 10 Bloodstone charges to work with. He's dead for 37 seconds, and the base is under siege. There may only be 3 heroes alive, but they're 3 important heroes indeed, as Phoenix, Coddle, and Slaughter are going to be there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Molinomio actually eating a big Echo Slam to the face. Bristleback coming on in. There's the Fissure out from the Earthshaker, but Leshrac still standing strong and not showing any sign of dropping soon. As he has the Octarine going for him, he's also got his team behind him, beefing him up as much as they can anyway. As the recalls are just bringing heroes right back into this fight. Dexter, I could have sworn, just died. Did he buy back? How did he even... Oh wait, no, that was Slaughter, my bad. As actually the Leshrac ends up going down, does have a buyback available, but they're just sieging the base as slowly as possible and very efficiently as well. That's a double kill for Mugi here, who on the Coddle is actually 5-1 and 12. It's going to be a buyback from the Leshrac and a recall in from Coddle to just defend Ted Stark here. You don't want to mess with this guy. He's got a Lesh on his team that just got back, and he's ready to rumble. As Darkness is going to get knocked back here. He will get stunned by the Mana Drain if he moves much. Well, he just gets stunned by the Mana Drain. BKB coming out now as well. And Illuminate comes forth, but doesn't do too much damage as Javer He's going to try to go out there. He is going to get away, though. Jaber actually did just buyback, so this would be a dieback from him if he goes down. He's silenced, and the blade mail means he can't turn it off, but he can at least get out of range of the bristleback right now. He's going to try to continue to take this barracks. It's a slow push, but an effective one. As the range barracks goes down, Jaber could be going down here, but will they take the racks with him? 20 HP, 30 HP, one more right click will do the job. If they can just get in there, they can't seem to. Phoenix Egg being popped now. Toxicity can finish it off. That's a triple kill for Ted Stark with just the egg. He's going to pop it now. Please somebody go hit that racks. But no, they've got their sights on bigger prizes as they're going to take down 2 from the enemy team. A buyback from the Skywrath. And a dieback from the Skywrath as all 5 are dead from NG4 and no buybacks are available.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And a refresher, of all things, is up on the Phoenix.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom barracks are under
Groovy Gaming are really, really showing how strong they are as a team in this game. Last game it did not look so well, but they've really pulled it together here. I'm sure that they definitely know what they're doing. Slaughter now picking up an AC for even more siege potential. Wait, that's a coddle. Just kidding. I was like, Slaughter got a mech? What? Huh?
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Toxicity and Ted have really made this game. I mean, Molinovio's made plays, but I think it's really these two who have made the huge plays this game, so. Jaber coming back into the fight now. Only on 4 bloodstone charges. When you broke the base like this, you're going to be fine. Actually, he may not be fine, as he does have the ult going, but it's not enough to keep him alive, and he just gets focused. However, on the other end of the fight, the darkness, he's invis, but of course that Slardar ult gonna catch him out and track him down. Tetsuya Kuroko is gonna be falling here. Coddle Blast doing a little bit of damage, just not enough mana to get away there. As he's down to 3 bloodstone charges, much like your Leshrac here, who was down to 2. And now the Roche, or the Ancient, actually falling. That's Toby's name, Dota, Defense of the Roche. And they just pop up at Phoenix Egg here, right in front of the base, because why not at that point? And GG is surely going to be called. There we go. As it took a little while. But a good game coming out in game number 1 here. As we will see these two teams face off again in game number 2. 57-28 your final kill score there. As Groovy Gaming going to be getting their groove on. Moving on to the next game. Storm was building a refresher, of all things. Okay. Well, we will see how that's going to be in just a second. I'm SB Revolution 5. If you enjoyed the cast, you can follow me on Twitter at SB Revolution 5, on Facebook at SB Revolution 5 Dota, on Twitch at SB Revolution 5. And you can find Truesight TV at all your social media outlets at Truesight TV. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.